Welcome back everyone, welcome in the little audio blog. This is an update for The Witcher 3. We have some new info about The Witcher, hooray! And my name is Gabriel, welcome. I'm relaying this information via Capsule Computers. It's a Australian service, an internet service, and Gram.pl, it's a Polish service for video games, and I want to brief you a little bit about what they found out. It seems they were presented with the 40-minute demo of the game. This demo, I think, is still being in the forefront of the promotion for the game. I would love to see it myself. They say that there are some little tweaks here and there about, for example, weather system. It dynamically impacts how people react to the weather. From the very first game, they were trying to find shelter, and they are still doing this in The Witcher 3. But there is, for example, a new mechanic that if you're entering a particularly cold area and there are people there, they will try to find sources of heat because they want to warm themselves, which is kind of cool. There is also an economical system that will govern the prices of various things Geralt can buy. So I imagine that if you are buying a sword far away from the mountains where it's much easier to gain iron ore, this sword will be more costly. And this will most possibly influence a lot of things, food and so on. Now this is the big one. Big one is, big info comes with the alchemy system, because still the Witcher will have to drink potions beforehand, before an encounter. Of course you will have to mix potions yourself, gather ingredients and so on, and this mechanic was very well presented and very well done in The Witcher 2. But this time, at least that's my own explanation, because the Witcher is a mutant, he can sort of block certain ingredients in his system, in his organism, and those ingredients will affect him when he wants to. And that will translate into a specific thing. You drink the mixtures, the potions, before an encounter, and then during the encounter you can decide whether you want the specific alchemical ingredient or a specific mutagen in the potion to affect your system. So for example, Geralt can fight a series of monsters, and when you decide as a player that you're doing fine and you don't need the boosts granted by the potions, you can sort of turn them off, or you can activate them in the moment where the situation is dire and you need them. And one important thing is about the story. I don't actually think that's a spoiler, because it's more about the mechanics of the game. Since The Witcher 3 will be an open world game, in some open worlds it looks like this. When you finish the main storyline quests, you're allowed to roam the world freely. The Witcher won't have that. The game will have a strict beginning and a strict ending, which means that when you start the game, then you play, and when you arrive at the end of the story, the whole game terminates. It means there's the closing sequence, and that's all. You see the credits, and you're most possibly reverted to the main menu. So you can't roam the world with Geralt after the whole game ends. How can that affect the game, the characters? It's a big question. I don't want to go into any big speculation, but in the end, these are the new information. We have some details about the gameplay, which is by my standards very good. I hope that in the coming months, 1 or 2, we will see the gameplay presentation shown at E3 last year, or something new. Because the trailers are good, the gameplay is good, the commentaries, interviews, everything is well and good. But the thing is, we haven't seen a gameplay material yet. And from what I know, and what they said already, guys at CD Projekt, the game is already finished. In the sense that the main storyline is finished. You can start the game and end the game, and have a not buggy experience doing that. Okay, so thank you for listening to this little audio blog of mine. I hope I was not too boring. And if you have any more info, feel free to share them in the comment section. Now, this is an important one. I will restart in the coming weeks, I believe, my Witcher 2 LP, where I tried to give a little bit of an info around various topics. When I play the game, I try to comment on things I found most interesting, and some cultural and mythological references that not everyone who played the game is able to understand, because a lot of people, especially in the Western countries, you don't take this as an insult, because it's not. You don't have the background, important cultural and literal background that the creators have. You missed some things. So if you'd like to check out those videos of mine, there are some interludes and so on. And I'm talking a little bit about the background, about the books and so on. So thank you for listening, and hope to see you next time. My name is Gabriel, and it was a pleasure to share my thoughts and this info with you. Have a nice day.